Hey YouTube fragrance family, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're smelling well. Good morning, it's early morning. Decided to do another Q&A session. So, Q&A, this is part F9 I think. As usual, if you're new to this and you want to ask me a question, I'll put the link down below of the original video where you can post your questions to moi. And to all the subscribers that say, Mark doesn't talk to his subscribers, where have you been? So yeah, this is just a Q&A where I answer your questions. So let's take a look at the next few questions here. This one is from La Flair, sweet name. I've always wondered, what's your plan if you ever had to move to a different house? I don't see how you could possibly transport that much valuable juice, especially if it was to a different country. Good point. I have moved during my fragrance journey. You guys see me when I first started on YouTube. I was actually at a different house. Again, I moved from the house where I started to another house in the same city. So it wasn't too bad of a move, to be honest. You just take these out. I have all the boxes of these fragrances, most of them. I got totes that carry all the boxes actually. Those are in storage. And that's why you see all my fragrance reviews actually have the box of the fragrance, but you actually don't see them here. I got you should see, well, you see my collection, there's a lot of boxes, it takes a lot of room, so it's all in storage. But that's usually, you put the bottle in the box and you store it. If I had to move to, let's say, a different city, then it would be another story. It'd be just basically a lot of bubble wrap, really, to think about it. By the way, have you ever had the desire to move to the United States or France? The two most important relevant countries in the world when it comes to fragrance. No, just because obviously my job anchors me in Canada. I love the country that I'm in. I would have no trouble to move in either or, the United States or France. But again, it's all about my current work situation, my family, things like that. So that's basically why I stay put. But it is what it is. You never know. It could happen in the future, depending. Thank you for your questions. Next is from Wise Man. Wise Man, if you went to church every Sunday and if you were allowed to only pick one fragrance from your large collection, what fragrance would you wear to church and why? Church would have to go with incense. I just reviewed Avignon by Comme des Garçons. That would fit the bill. That's the first thing that just popped in my head. Avignon would be the first one that I would wear. Jubilation 25 could be another one. Yeah, it all depends. I know the stigma of Avignon. It's basically I'm going to church and I'm wearing Avignon. But it does fit the bill. Next is from Raven Progamet. How important is the aesthetics of the bottle design to you? Bottle design isn't that important to me. When I first started my YouTube journey as a collector, bottle wasn't everything, but it was a good portion of it. Beautiful bottle, I would just purchase it just because of the collection. Didn't really matter about the juice. If the juice was crap or great, I just wanted the aesthetics of the bottle. But now, as far as what I'm in the hobby right now, it helps that it looks good, a nice bottle, but it's not the end-all be-all of me buying a scent. It's all about, of course, the juice inside. So I don't really go with the gimmicky bottles anymore. That's when I first started, like way back when. I really liked, different kind of bottles, but now it doesn't matter at all, actually, for me. What is your personal favorite in your collection? So my personal favorite designs are pretty much simple, straightforward, and well-executed bottles. Even looking, the cap has to work. It has to be snug, things like that. The atomizer must work very, very well. But the bottle designs are basically things that are very, very simple. Creed has a simple, straightforward bottle design that I really, really like. They look great when they're all lined up. I can think of a few designers. Dior has probably the best, the Z Autumn line has probably the best bottle design, I think, in the designer game. It's just beautiful, straightforward. The atomizers are outstanding, and they look great. So Z Autumn, I think, have the most beautiful bottles. What else? Encre Noir is a beautiful bottle. Narciso Rodriguez for him, absolutely gorgeous bottle. I got a few that are right in front of me here. This one, Versace Noir. This thing is absolutely, I love the gradual from dark to clear, the gold emblem, the gold and detail. Again, I am someone that really is into details, so I can see when a company really puts a lot of detail in their bottles. So those would be a few. I like the Tom Ford, simple, straightforward. James Healy, same thing, straightforward. There's a lot of different, Nasamato's kind of different too. I like that, the huge cap. I kind of like that design, but I think as far as designs go, Z Autumn, simple, straightforward, everything works. The cap, they're never, loose or anything like that. The atomizers work really, really well. I think that's probably the best design in the designer game. What house does the best in bottle design overall, in your opinion? Well, there you go. And that's it. So that's all your question. Thank you very much, Raven Brugman. Next. Who's next? Bring it on. All right, who's next? Fernando Garcia asks, do you keep the boxes of all your fragrances? Hey, I just answered that. Perfect. I have basically all the boxes of my fragrances. When I purchase a bottle, especially if I buy brand new, if I'm doing splits and things like that, it has to have bottle, box, always. I would say good 95% of my bottles have, I never usually buy testers ever. I think I have like 6 testers in my whole freaking collection. I've had a lot of reviewers and friends kind of give me bottles, and those are the ones that really don't have boxes. But other than that, when I'm purchasing brand new, it has to have, it has to be the complete because the complete presentation, just because as a reviewer and also as a collector, I want everything. So yeah. Based on your new videos, I can see you don't store your fragrances in the boxes. Do you still keep them? Oh, so that was just it wasn't a 2-part question. It was just relaying the first question. Yeah, so I don't store my fragrances in the boxes. They're all over here. There's a bunch over here. There's my my wine cooler over there. So they don't have boxes. And like I said earlier in this video, I store all my boxes in totes, big plastic totes. And trust me, there's probably 10 totes full of boxes, and it's fun going through those to do a review, especially, doing a new review. My next review is on Prada. If you see on Veteran, this thing has a teeny little box like this, and I have to go through my totes. Again, I kind of organized them. I put, there's totes that are, already reviewed niche, already reviewed designer, and then there's designer niche, but there's still so many that I have to review that I have to go through all these boxes to find the one that I need for the upcoming review. Usually I go in there and I see that my next 10 reviews, and I try to get all the boxes. So that's a fun portion that you guys don't see when I'm doing reviews. Next is a question from Nemo730. What's up, man? I love this kind of videos. Now my cue is, if you had to choose only one fragrance out of all your fragrances, which one is it gonna be? The best fragrance that you love from your collection. See, it wouldn't go that way. If you're asking me to just pick one fragrance and wear that fragrance all the time, let's say, I'd have to go versatile. I wouldn't go with my favorite fragrance of all time, just because it wouldn't be appropriate for a lot of things. If I had to pick, like, let's say Jubilation 25 is probably up there as one of the fragrances that I would pick. That thing is, I'm not gonna wear that in the middle of the summer. So I'd probably go with something super versatile, and I would go with Green Irish Tweed. That's one of those fragrances that I don't have to think, and I would wear it. Now, is that my favorite fragrance of all time? It's up there, but I don't think it would be number one. It's just the versatility of it is really great. I can wear it almost all the time. So that's probably the one that comes to mind, is Green Irish Tweed. There's a lot of designers that I would, you know, by Yves Saint Laurent is easy to wear all the time. So there's a few of those. Christopher Wester. Let's see what Christopher Wester has to ask. Do you believe Creed Aventus is the all-time most popular ever? I own Creed GIT, but still on the fence with Aventus. Like to hear your take on that. Thanks in advance, Chris. Thanks for your question, Chris. Aventus, the thing is in this new age, we'll say, where a lot of technology, you know, YouTube based notes, things like that, and this community's all together now, and people worldwide and things like that. It's just Aventus right now is the we'll say is the fragrance du jour, and it's been there for quite a while now. It's been ever since its release. Do I think it's going to die down? I'm assuming so, but I might be wrong. But I think it's only popular in the certain hobby at the moment. I really think that it's just something that it is going to pass. It's just we're just waiting on it, I guess. Now, as far as the reviewer, hear my take about Aventus. I will eventually review it. I'm in no rush, as you guys see. If you know me and you know my channel and the way I put along on my channel, you know, I don't feel the pressure or the need to review, you know, the newest release or what's going to get me 20,000 hits. That's not the way I manage my channel. I do my channel as the way I would like to see my channel go. If I was following someone on YouTube, I'd like them to diversify, not just do a whole bunch of stuff that everybody wants to hear. You know, that's probably another video idea, but I'm not here to, you know, tell you that, hey, you're right. You know, the most popular fragrance in the world is #1 for me. It's my personal choice. A lot of you out there that have been with me, you're going to see that popular fragrances, I have no problem saying my 2 cents. That's exactly how I don't like it. If, you know, 98% of my subscribers love a fragrance, I'm not going to love it just because they do. I'm going to tell you what I feel, and you should, as a subscriber, I feel you should appreciate that I'm being honest with my take. And that means, you know, people that have the same nose as me are going to be like, oh, okay, you know, that may be a fragrance I would steer clear of. So that's just being honest, right? So I don't know where I'm going. I'm going on a tangent again. I'm always like that. So anyway, as far as Aventus goes, yes, I've been on the record saying I'll never review Aventus. I'll get to it. I'm just taking my sweet time, as I usually do. Next is from Stab Me Again. Oh, sweet name. Stab Me Again. Hey Mark, I'm curious, in this hobby over the years, what do you consider to be your best score? What I mean by that is the best unexpected deal find you ever came across. A superb, rare, discontinued find, or a bottle of amouage for 20 bucks. I wish. Something like that. To be honest, my best buys are, you know, I've never really had like a huge bargain bin. What happens in this hobby with me as far as purchasing things that happened was I would purchase a bottle that was discontinued, a fragrance that was discontinued, but always still available online. You know, when fragrances first get discontinued, they start getting rare, but they're online, but they're super cheap. You know, things like, let me think here, what's super expensive? Like Gap Grass. I bought it for like 15 bucks. Now you have to scour eBay and get it for 150. Things like that. Tumult by Christian Lacroix. That was like a $10 bottle on eBay that I bought. I just bought it because I thought the bottle was cool looking. That's when I was in 2009 when I was looking for cool bottles. That's the only reason I bought that bottle. It was actually a really good cedar based scent. It was 10 bucks. And now it's online on eBay for like 100 and some. Good buys though. Gucci put on 1 and 2. I think I bought them both for like 20 bucks each. That was like absolute stunner. But as far as niche goes, a lot of my niche stuff is from Lucky Scent. Straight up, I never really went like bargain bin for a lot of my stuff. So I paid full retail like a sucker. But yeah, a lot of designer stuff, I noticed that, you know, you buy it after it got discontinued. and then there's huge demand, and then, you know, the prices skyrocketed. Like the Autumn Intense, the original formulation, the vintage. You know, I bought it, you know, retail. I could sell it on eBay for way more, but I won't. But that's basically the kind of deals that I got. Thank you for your questions. Stab me again, sweet name. I have one more question from somebody, and I'm just going to read it out loud instead of kind of stopping the video. So the next question is from Donsky Greyho. They still don't know you're the Batman up to now. My questions are, okay, so he's got more than one. What designer house do you want to have a renaissance or a revival from a current slump? Well, these guys aren't really in a slump. What comes to mind is Gucci. Just recently, it's just Gucci needs to come back to its roots. I think in the 90s, Gucci was hot. Well, not hot, but good enough, and they had some good old school stuff. I think they need a revival of sort. But this one's going to surprise a lot of people, but I really feel like Chanel needs to reinvent themselves. They are right now in that stigma. They're kind of in a rut, I would say. Very safe, very... I know that's what sells, but I really would like Chanel to get its balls back for the men's fragrances. You know, the Anthus days, you know, the days... Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Chanel just do something a little more daring. I'd love to see that. Next, what was your most worn designer scent the past 6 months? What comes to mind would have to be Issey Miyake Summer 2009. That's what I rocked quite a bit in the summer days. I'm trying to think of something else that I really wore quite a bit. Enchanted Forest too, but I really think that was probably, well, you're asking designer, so Issey Miyake Summer 2009 comes to mind. That was probably my most worn. Next, where are we? This one comes out of nowhere. How many kids are you planning to have? I'm hoping for 2. I got 1, so one done, 1 to go. Since your son would be around 3 next year, yeah, little Mace is gonna be 3. That's about it. God bless you and your family. Keep inspiring us, continuing, not letting go. Well, thank you very much for all your questions, everybody. As usual, if you have questions, go down to the link below and go to that video and pop a question in there. Again, I go through in order, so the older questions are going to be answered in next videos, right? So thanks for watching. Have a good one, YouTube.